So today is a crazy day. Dave Chappelle just got bum rushed on stage, and there's a lot going on here. So we're not just going to talk about the fact that Dave Chappelle was attacked, physically attacked by an armed man on stage today. We're going to go deeper than that. We're going to go 2 or 3 layers deeper to let you know the bigger picture behind what happened with Dave Chappelle, why he was attacked, and what this really says in terms of the relationship between blacks and liberals. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on drboystv.com right now.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones too late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to co-sign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboystv.com, the home for intelligent black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I want to say hello to everybody. Just so you know, on this platform, we promote black intelligence. We believe it's okay to be smart. We believe that black people should want to be smarter. We also believe in family. We believe in community. We believe also in the B1 philosophy. B1 means black first. That means that we put our community at the top of the priority list. Ain't no second stepping for nobody else. We ain't trying to back up everybody else's agenda. We ain't trying to become Democrats or Republicans or liberals or conservatives or feminists or whatever label you use. I need you to drop all your labels and focus on one label. And the label is that you are a black man or a black woman, or maybe you are non-binary. And I respect that too. I don't have any problem with people who have a belief that is different from mine, as long as you respect what's happening up in here. So I want to say hi to everybody, Donna and Elizabeth and Valerie and Jamel and Kimberly and Clayton Cox and Dayatra. And I want to ask y'all a quick question. How many of y'all heard about this thing with Dave Chappelle? Did anybody here? Give me a yes in the chat if you heard about what happened with Chappelle and this attack on stage. And I'm going to give you some insights in terms of what I think about this whole situation. There's a picture of Dave. He's standing up. And there's the guy that ran him down. This is an image down below of the rundown. And then this is an image of the guy with his arm twisted and jacked up because apparently somebody just got to whooping that ass, which is pretty much what's going to happen if you run up on Dave Chappelle on stage. He ain't Chris Rock. You're not gonna be able to do that. And the other guy's not Will Smith. Right. So maybe if it had been Will Smith, he might have got a different kind of treatment. But if any of you imitate Will Smith, you will probably end up looking like this guy right here. And also, I doubt that Chappelle is as quick to let somebody run up and just slap him the way Chris Rock did. But anyway, so this incident took place. It was in L.A. And Dave actually had some other special guests at the event with him. In addition to Dave Chappelle, they brought in Jamie Foxx and Chris Rock, and I didn't know they had all this going on in LA, but it's kind of cool. And I'm gonna read some of this to you and give you kind of a brief background on what happened, so that we're all sort of on the same page on the informational part. Then I'm gonna give you the Dr. Boyce breakdown. Y'all know me. Everybody else kind of sees layers 1 and 2. I try to look for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Z. Right? That's what I like to look at in terms of really seeing what's going on and what the broader implications of this are. So as I pull this up, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, because this is the place where you're going to get black intelligence like nowhere else on the internet. And that's the goal, is to break things down so we can understand the world. So here's what it says according to ABC. They said the suspect who attacked comedian Dave Chappelle on stage at the Hollywood Bowl had a knife shaped like a gun when he was arrested. So he had a knife. The knife looked like a gun. So it sounds like Isaiah Lee, the guy who did it, it sounds like he might have been a little bit cuckoo, right? He had a knife shaped like a, so it's a fake gun, but really it's a knife. So I'm going to pull the gun out like I'm going to shoot you, but really I'm going to poke you with it. I'm going to poke you, I'm going to stab you, right? So that's kind of that's Isaiah logic. So Isaiah logic And it makes sense. He's 23 years old. You know, they say 23-year-olds, your brain's not even fully developed yet. No offense to the 23-year-olds in the room, but if you're like I was at 23, you're kind of a little bit of a dumbass. So it sounds like this guy is not too smart. So Isaiah Lee, he ran up on stage. He was taken into custody Tuesday night after tackling Chappelle during his performance. Exclusive footage captured the attacker on a gurney as he was being loaded into an ambulance to being taken to the hospital. And so Isaiah, I guess Isaiah just kind of learned, like, you just can't be running up on people like that. And now Isaiah is going to be recovering in the hospital. He's also got a bail. I think they set him up on $30,000 bail. He could end up actually going to prison, most likely, because he's being charged with assault with a deadly weapon. There's a fake gun, if it's shaped like a knife, is a deadly weapon. So I hope it was worth it for him. And that's what it is. That's the story. And so Dave said something really funny. I think Dave said something like, I was just attacked by a trans man, right? Get it? Trans man, it, right? And then Chris Rock comes out and says, was that Will Smith? And I thought that was funny. So that's one of the first times you've heard Chris Rock actually address the Will Smith thing that directly. And I thought that was really interesting because I'm curious to see what's going on in the background of that. Chris Rock is the reason I think Chris Rock is being strategic about it is because Chris Rock knows this is his payday. Again, let's go back to wealth. Let's go back to the economics now. You guys know this is my thing. And the thing is, if you are Chris Rock or Chappelle or whoever, and you get a guy like a Will Smith to run up and punch you, oh, that's your payday. And just my word of advice to anybody out here. If you run into some rapper that's worth $80 million and he's not that bright, or he's a little drunk, or he feels like he wants you to test his gangster. If you want to get a quick payday, then go up and antagonize him. Say something about his mama. Talk about him, and then get him to get so mad that he punches you in the face. Because then at that point, every lawyer in town will be rushing to represent you because you will be getting paid because they will write those big, gigantic checks because gangsterism has a price. As Dave Chappelle says, keeping it real usually goes wrong when you keep it a little bit too real. And so when you look at rappers like DaBaby, I see the rapper DaBaby constantly fighting people, right? Because hip hop is kind of a weird space, right? Where you always got to be like, I'm gangster, you'll be testing my gangster, fool, right? And not only might that get you killed. I mean, remember, it started back with Tupac. That's what got Tupac killed. But also, it's definitely gonna kill your bank account because my daddy's a wise old black man, and he said, when you have a lot to lose, you should not be tangling up with people who have nothing to lose. So if you're a rapper that's sitting on $100 million or 50 million or 10 million or whatever your number is, you don't really want to be getting into tussles and fighting, punching people because somebody stepped on your shoe or talked about your mama or didn't put respect on your name or whatever. Like, they'll talk a big game. If you notice, a lot of the rappers, the more established rappers, they'll talk a big game. Like, well, I'm gonna send goons, I'm gonna come get you and all that. But when you really look at the fine print, they don't actually send the goons. Kanye threatened to send goons to DL Hughley's house, and DL said, great, please send the goons. And I'm glad you publicly announced the goons because DL knows that he can sue Kanye and go get paid, right? Well, guess what? The goons never came because Kanye, as wild as he is, as bombastic as he can be, knows that there is a huge financial cost to deciding you want to just bum rush somebody and knock them out. Now, with that being said, let's circle back to Dave Chappelle and this situation. Now, obviously, this is a different scenario because Chappelle, it wasn't attacked by a rich guy. He was attacked by a deranged 23-year-old who has some strong feelings about, most likely, he's probably offended by Dave's political views, particularly on trans issues, right? That's a hotbed topic in America now. And I'm going to do something that's probably going to either make you happy or make you sad or make you pissed at me. I have no idea. But I'm going to say that maybe we can talk about these issues without necessarily being completely, entirely tone deaf to all sides of this spectrum. I believe that there's a conversation that must be had in our communities about how we deal with LGBT issues in a way that is fair and ethical. I don't think that it is necessarily all that thoughtful for us to just assume that this kid was just an idiot for feeling the way he feels. What I see when I see him attacking, yes, babe? Yeah, hold on. My wife is knocking on the door. Hit the thumbs up button, guys. When my wife knocks on the door, I gotta go answer. So stay right there. Hit the thumbs up button. You want to come in? Okay. What's up, Quincy?
We want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So my family decided they want to come in and hear what I have to say. So it's very rare they interrupt my podcast, but I'm glad that they did because I love them. And there's Quincy. You want to come over and say hi? Come on, just wave and say, come on.
Podcast with a video too?
Yeah, just say hi. Say hi.
Hello.
So this is Quincy. He's in college. Just call him the Black Elon Musk. He's gonna be something special one day. So anyway, let's get back to it. Y'all know I love my family, and I got to stop everything for that. So anyway, all right. So here's the deal. So when you're talking about Chappelle and this situation, I encourage you to try your best to at least acknowledge all points of view. When I see this kid run up on stage and attacking Chappelle, obviously that's the wrong way to handle it. Obviously that's going to get your ass kicked every time. Obviously he's going to end up in jail. Obviously he was wrong. But also, I think that we really need to talk about the fact that there are some people that are genuinely hurt when you are blatantly disrespectful of those who are dealing with the issues that trans people go through or the non-binary people go through. I mean, imagine if you're born and you're a girl, but you got boy parts, or you're a boy, you got girl parts. That's a level of awkwardness that most of us can't understand. And I would encourage you to at least try to have some empathy in your heart for that. Now, with that said, though, here's the problem. And this is why I love what Dave Chappelle has been doing, that by exercising his comedic right to free speech. I love the fact that Chappelle has stepped in a very intelligent way, used comedy as his ability to step into spaces and preserve his right to free speech that most of us don't have. Because Chappelle is smart enough to know that you can say anything as long as you make people laugh. If you make people laugh after you say it, then you win. You're not going to get attacked. You're not going to get necessarily usually beaten up. Now we're starting to beat up comedians for making bad jokes, and I think that's a bad trend. I'll talk about that in a second. But Chappelle is doing something that I love, particularly as a fellow masculine black male. He's challenged. He's pushing back. Remember, Barack Obama was the guy who started your black president. Your black president's the one who kind of started the momentum where a lot of people on the left just became the bullies. I don't know if anybody saw that cartoon Elon Musk put up where he said, 10 years ago, I was slightly left of center, and then the left moved way over here, and suddenly I became a bigot or I became a conservative because the left got extreme. The left got crazy. The left became the bullies. The left began to oppress other people's right to even express their point of view. That is fundamentally wrong. And what I love about Dave Chappelle is the fact that he stood up against the fact that you have people in this country, millions of people in this country, who genuinely believe that the other half of the country shouldn't be allowed to have a point of view that's different from their own. That's nonsense. That's oppressive. That's some old Adolf Hitler type shit. Like, that's some stuff that we shouldn't allow as free Americans in this country. Freedom of speech is a sacred right. And I can tell you, there is no point where you're allowed to beat somebody up, or you should beat somebody up because they hurt your feelings. So that even goes back to Will Smith. I told you my position on Will Smith is, look, I get it, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Well, sorry, Will, now your wife's name is on everybody's mouth. So not only did you blow your whole career because you lost your cool in a critical moment, at the peak of your career, you decide to lose it. I don't understand it. Maybe there's something going on I don't know about. I didn't get it. But on top of that, your wife's name is on everybody's mouth. Everybody has a joke about Jada now. Now Jada is like community pickings. Like, everybody who's trying to have a come up has figured out, okay, if I want to get the attention of Will Smith, all I got to do is make a joke about his wife, and I can get him to step off his mantle and step off his high horse and come down and fight me, which reduces him and it elevates me. It makes me more relevant because I can get Will Smith to lose his cool and blow all his money. So he runs up and slaps me on stage, and I get paid, and I get credibility because now everybody's saying my name. It's just like when 50 Cent thanked Jay-Z for going on stage. Jay-Z got so mad at 50 Cent because 50 Cent was coming. He was killing it. His music was killing the underground. So Jay-Z goes on stage and says, I'm all about dollars. Who gives a fuck about 50 Cent? And 50 Cent said, I wanted to send him a bottle of champagne for making that statement because now 50,000 people know who 50 Cent is. So sometimes it's a matter of being strategic and being intelligent in terms of how you respond to people's words. I've been punched. I've been kicked. I've got my ass whooped, right? But never once have I ever been beaten up by somebody's words. Never once did a vowel or a syllable come and punch me in my eye. Never once did somebody say something that kicked me in my stomach. At worst, it might hurt your feelings. At worst, it might make you mad. At worst, you might get offended. Like, how dare you? But at the end of the day, there should be what is called a proportionate response, which means words should be responded to with words. You don't respond with words with violence unless you want a society like, I don't know. Anybody remember Kenya when people started taking words real serious? Remember how Kenya got crazy and the elections were happening and people were coming out with machetes, chopping people's heads off? This is what happens when you have a society where you allow people to feel like it's okay to respond to somebody's words with physical violence. You're escalating. They call that escalation. And it happens in Europe. It's happened in parts of Africa. It's happened all over the world. And I just want you to understand what kind of society you could be building if you get to the point where everybody starts to believe that if you make me mad or if you disagree with me or you hurt my feelings, I can run up and I can tackle you. I can punch you. I can kick you in the face. I can slap you. No, that ain't cool. That ain't cool. So long story short, I want to just sort of summarize with this. I like the idea that Dave Chappelle or Chris Rock or any comedian can go on stage and make a joke and it just be seen as a joke. I want to live in a space where I can pop out and make a comment and you just make another comment and then I make a comment and then we have what is called a dialogue. My wife has trained me on things like dialogues and how important dialogues are in terms of people understanding each other and growing. You can grow and learn a lot from the people who disagree with you. So my assignment to you guys in here right now today, this is the thing I'm going to leave you with. Then I'm going to go to breakfast with my family, is this. Here, I challenge you to do this. Give me a yes in the chat if you'll consider doing this. I want you to go and either talk directly to somebody who really disagrees with you on a certain issue or get online and look for somebody who disagrees with you and hear what they have to say and really listen to what they have to say. I want you to try to understand where they're coming from, even if you don't agree. Can you give me a yes in the chat that you'll do that? That you'll just go and, because I'm going to tell you, that expands your brain. Your brain does not expand when all you're doing is repeating the same shit to yourself that you believed yesterday. Or if everybody in your little vacuum chamber is repeating the same stuff and you're becoming a cult, you're becoming tribal. Anybody can do that. Any idiot can do that. A caveman can become tribal and one-dimensional. It's very easy to do. But let me tell you, it goes back to actually mathematics. In mathematics, there's a concept called linearity. And in mathematics, one of the things that we understand is that when you want to expand a space into multiple dimensions, the new component that you add to the vector, I know this is mathematical talk, but I'm gonna explain what I'm saying. It must be non-linear. It must not be linearly related to the previous elements that you already put into the vector. What does that mean? That means that if you want to grow, you can't just repeat the old shit. You got to go learn some new shit. If you want to expand your mind, you must find a way to absorb ideas that are different from your own and at least try to understand where they're coming from, because that will make you smarter. Take it from a man who has way more education than any human being needs in his whole entire life. So that's hard to do. A lot of people aren't doing that. This guy who decided he has the right to run up and attack Dave Chappelle on stage because Dave Chappelle doesn't agree with his point of view, he doesn't get it. You know, the people who just look at other communities and other points of view and just say, oh, you're stupid, I'm not listening to you. They don't get it. But intelligent Black people, I hope that you'll get it. And I just want to promise you, if you ever meet me, I won't be offended by your ideas, as long as you don't need your ideas to be my ideas. As long as you allow me to have my sovereign space, I'm gonna let you have yours. And I think that would make the world a better place, and maybe we can actually be better people as a result. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. If you could do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And also, some of you may be happy to know that our financial workbooks for children are available now. We just restocked. We were out for a long time, but now we just restocked. So if you want to go take a look at our financial workbooks for children, we have economic workbooks on investing, stock market ownership, etc. for children of all grade bands. We covered 1st through 12th grade. It took 2 years to put this together with our team of experts. They're very, very good. So if you're interested, feel free to go take a look at financialworkbooks.com. Last but not least, if you live near Chicago, my wife and I are doing a Black Wealth and Family Legacy event on the 15th of May. It's going to be at the South Shore Cultural Center. It's a beautiful place. It's where Barack and Michelle got married. My wife and I were going to get married there, but the pandemic delayed that. So we have this space. We decided to share it with you guys. So if you live in the Chicago area, feel free to come out. If you want to learn more, just go to boycewatkins.com and click on events. boycewatkins.com is my website. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, subscribe on your way out. I will talk to you guys soon. Love you. Have a great day. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.